Welcome back, fuckers. It's your boy Blasphemy with another video, conglomerating with Nando V Movies and everybody else who's making their theories on one villainous scene. Literally, as I hit record, I remembered Count Olaf from the show A Series of Unfortunate Events. He's not like the most threatening villain, but he does kill motherfuckers, so, you know. And he is kind of the leading force of misery upon these children's lives, so maybe I'll do him some other time. So first, I kept seeing a bunch of videos. I'm like, one villainous scene? What the hell's going on? I'm like, oh, damn it. So like 2 days after the movement actually kicked off, I caught wind of it. I'm like, okay, here we go again. I sat down and made a list of villains that I could potentially use for the video. I had Amal Farouk, who I spoke on in my last video last year from one excellent scene. Jerome Valeska from Gotham, a fucking menace. King Ghidorah from the Godzilla movies. Gus from Breaking Bad. Sylar from Heroes. Eobard Thawne from the Flash series. Bane, played by Tom Hardy. Stevie from Django. Is it Ethan Chase or is it Ethan Hunt? I think Ethan Hunt is the guy from Mission Impossible, and Ethan Chase is Prometheus. I'm talking about Prometheus from the Arrowverse. Walter White, who I'm pretty sure someone has already done a video on. Cottonmouth from Luke Cage, and Light Yagami. Anytime I say Light Yagami's voice, I have to say it with Rim's voice. If you've seen the series, you know what I'm talking about. Be warned, Light Yagami. If you are to come into Misa, I will have no choice but to write your name in the death note. That's how he spoke. I'm not even bullshit. I also had like an idea to possibly do a character from the Peaky Blinders, but I don't really see any of them as villainous. Like, you know, they're men fucked up from the war, they're coming back, and they gotta merge with the rest of society with the fucked up shit that roams about their heads. So there are no villains in that show, except for Oswald Mosley. That motherfucker's the worst. But speaking of evil motherfuckers named Oswald, perfect segue by the way, I chose the Penguin, aka Oswald Cobblepot, from the Gotham series on Fox for 5 seasons. And Gotham really just seemed like a no-brainer after some thoughts. Like, most of the characters are villains. Even James Gordon, he'll shoot your ass in a minute. And this is every episode damn near. He's always shooting motherfuckers. It's actually hilarious. But my favorite Gothamite was Jerome Valeska. But the scene I wanted to use, it just didn't seem like it was strong enough. So I was like, what other scenes just popped into my head as far as villains from that show? And it was definitely the scene where Oswald re-emerged as the Penguin. Also, I need to add that Oswald Cobblepot is the first villain I've seen get his teeth fixed after he got some money in his pocket, them fucked up yellow teeth they made him wear, you know. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the actor being uncomfortable. I think they wrote in the fact that Penguin looked in the mirror one day and went, wait, I'm wearing these nice ass suits and my teeth are fucked up. How did I buy a suit first? I guess you gotta look the part to play it. I like Oswald Cobblepot because he's one of those cockroach characters that you get in every other TV show. Meaning he's one of those characters that they can't ever seem to kill off. He's always finding a way to bottom feed his way to the fucking top. Like, no matter how much he gains, they always take it away and he has to reclimb his way up Mount fucking Olympus. And it's actually fun to watch because he gets the same arc, but it gets revamped with different elements being thrown into it. So that's actually pretty fun to enjoy. But overall, he's an emotional, sadistic, manipulative, calculating opportunist. He'll plan some shit in like 5 seconds as soon as he sees an opportunity. Not that he doesn't have a backup plan, because he normally does. And at first you justify all his close calls with death to the fact that, you know, he's a Penguin. He's gotta make it to the comics so that he can fuck around with Batman and all other villains in the future. But all that shit starts to go out the window. You know, a couple seasons in, you like, they couldn't kill this motherfucker if they wanted to. He's just hard to kill. It don't matter what you try, he's gonna get out of it. And that's why I enjoy watching him. He's that piece of shit that you just love to hate. You know, we all got those characters. On top of that, he's a mama's boy, so that comes with childlike tendencies. I mean, the guy's a fucking child. He's a grown ass man that walks with a limp and he throws tantrums and stabs people. He'll shoot you too.
Bang bang.
What the hell?
but I'm pretty sure his go-to is to fucking stab you. He loves stabbing people. So anyway, somehow he ends up in police custody. He goes to Arkham Asylum or Blackgate, wherever they lock motherfuckers up in Gotham. They had like a few prisons in that show. When he came out, he wasn't evil anymore. Like, he didn't have any violent tendencies, none of the shit I just explained. He was actually much more calm and laid back, kind of chipper. His father, whom he never met, found him and was like, I was actually in love with your mother, so let me just take you in. So he took him in, and right off the bat, you see his family are a bunch of assholes. Like, they don't like Oswald at all. They throw food at him, they belittle him, they belittle his mother, and they just constantly fuck with him. His father was fucking rich, like filthy rich. And of course, the step family want the fucking money. So they conceived a plot to kill his ass. They put some poison, some shit that his father had drank. He died. Imagine being a misfit your entire life. You walk like a fucking penguin and you're best friends with your mom. She kicks the bucket, you lose your shit, they send you to an asylum where you're tortured daily, further breaking you down until you have a complete personality change and they release you. You're so socially fucking awkward and off-putting, you have better conversations with tombstones than you do with people who knew to hold you because they can't wrap their heads around the fact that you're being possessed by a nice person. See what I mean? Once he comes to grips with the death and what happened, his step siblings come in and like, mother wants a roast, and she said, make it well this time, blah blah fucking blah. He like, yeah, I got some roast for that ass. So he goes, he's feeding the stepmother. The fucking stepchildren are nowhere to be found, and she goes, ring the bell, the kids need to come eat. And he's like, I doubt they'll hear it. And like, you can tell this motherfucker's got a plan, because he keeps looking at her, but she's so high and fucking mighty, she doesn't even notice she's like right next to a fucking murderer. So she's sitting there eating away at this fucking roast he's feeding her, and he's like, how's the roast? It's not too gamey, is it? She's like, it's actually overcooked. So then he's like, all right, we'll try the other joint. She take a bite of that. She don't really fuck with that either. He's like, well, oh well. Better than that bullshit my mom told me how to cook, right? So she kind of get off put by that, and she's like, where are the kids? And he changed the subject immediately and was like, I know you killed my father, bitch. I found a container, you know, the shit killed the dog. That motherfucker's dead too. You're welcome. Just kidding. And I'm gonna kill you now. So now she's yelling for her kids, and he's like, they're not coming, bitch, okay? They're not coming. She's like, where are they? And he just couldn't answer her question, so he goes, you thought they tasted the same. He reveals to her that she's been eating her own fucking kids. Somehow this asshole had enough time to murder a dog and 2 kids. They weren't even kids, they were like teenagers at the youngest. Chops them up, makes 2 roasts. I don't even eat roast, but I know roast takes a while to cook. So he made 2 of those with fucking Gotham technology. It's one of those timeless shows where you don't even know what you might see in a building. Everybody has TVs, but nothing is in color. All the film is in black and white. That's why I love that fucking show. Anyways, he kills her. And it perfectly embodied his evil side. And it really did. See, before I mentioned how calculating he is, the fact that he found out that his father was killed by the motherfuckers that he was just tolerating, and a switch goes off in his head, he immediately started planning that shit. Look at his face, at his hatred. It is a vengeful face. There's death on his mind. Fuck trouble. Trouble been left. Death is all that remains, and those motherfuckers got it. Then he sets a table, calls a lady in, and prepares the entire meal and serves it to her. And she had no idea where her kids were within that time. Just dead in the motherfucker somewhere in the freezer probably. So back to the original scene. He's already fully transitioned back into penguin mode. So he's back on his murderous shit. He's a lot more confident. His structure, he's standing straight up. He's not refraining from eye contact. If anything, he's not breaking eye contact at all. He's barely even blinking. It's actually uncanny with how much joy the fact that he's in control and he's getting ready to get his vengeance is giving him. He loves it. He's back to his penguin shit. It's almost like he has to contain himself. Like he's smiling from fucking cheek to cheek and he can't keep it in. Like he want to say so bad, bitch, I'm feeding you your kids, and I killed them and the dog, bitch. Nah, what? And I'm about to kill you, but he can't do that. He got to go about it in his penguin way. He got to be in control at the top, slowly leaking out information to give you enough to finally snap your fucking neck with the truth. That's what he does. And so in a sense, you could say he's playing with his food. First, he's letting her know that he changed his appearance. He's got a smile on his face. And then second, he tells her, like, you should have threw the container away with the poison in it, but that just fucked you up. And so he loves that too. Like, the fact that you were dumb enough to let me find this shit out. Granted, the asshole was looking for cherries and went in the silverware drawer looking for cherries and found a glass container in the silverware drawer that he was looking for cherries in. So it's already fucking stupid, but hey, stupidity worked out in his favor. Once her tactic of, playing stupid didn't fucking work out for her, she tried to get up and call for her kids to help her, and Penguin turned and grabbed that fucking knife with such vigor and confidence. He's like, no, bitch, you're not going nowhere. So now it's all over his face, like, yeah, bitch, this is it. Bitch, you out of there, all right? Because I done found out everything, A, B, C, all the way to fucking Z, and now you are DEA fucking D. And again, he has to play it like, I know I'm in control. This is my shit. I figured this all out, and now I'm pulling the string. So even when he grabs the knife and goes, don't go, it's still from a position like, I'm gonna let you think you could go, but I'm gonna tell you not to go, as if you have a fucking choice. And then he goes, you thought they tasted the same. That's when he just let her ass have it. So he's so up in the situation, he knows he has complete control. He has her at knife point. He let her know everything that he's done, that he wanted her to know before she died, and he's invading her personal space by putting his finger on her plate to dip into the Sasha roast that he gave her, saying your daughter was way more tender in my opinion. When you touch somebody's plate, that's violating their space. Something people that are in complete control can only get away with, because who gonna stop me from doing this? I got you at knife point, bitch. Killed your kids, and that's that. You're fucked. After that, she's broken. All he can hear her going is no, no, no. He like, nah, I can go in for the kill. And he proceeds to murder her viciously. And that's that. That's the Penguin for you. Which leaves us with nothing but the outro. I want to thank Nando for this opportunity and this exposure. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else does as well. Thank you to all the other YouTubers that have also engaged in this event and have participated with content worth watching. I really appreciate hearing everybody's take on their favorite villain, an excellent scene and marvelous scenes. It's really fucking fun. I love it. So thank you. It expands my comfort zone because it pulls me out of my pre-established comfort zone. Best way to expand it is by staying out of it. On top of that, I have plenty of videos that you could watch. I have music videos. I have vlogs I've been recently working on, which are just a mixed bag of what it is to be me. There's some musical stuff in there. There's some animation in there. There's some skits. There's just some stuff that I do from a day to day, and my friends. It's a fun time. And again, I have music on here. I'm working on an album now, but I also have an album that I've already made called Outline, as well as an extension that I placed here under this page called Fine Print. It's a bunch of boom bap classical lyrical rap. I took the beats from YouTube and consulted with a bunch of YouTubers, and they told me it was fine, so that's that. You won't be disappointed. I'm behind the lyrics. I'll take good care of you. Your eardrums are safe with me. Other than that, like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a good ass day. Hug a puppy or a baby or your mama or your dad if you know him. And fuck off. Get off YouTube. What are you doing with your life? Go do something. Go have an idea and go make that motherfucker flourish. Subscribe first.